You're listening to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
So what's our topic that we're going to talk about so they'll know what they can expect?
We are going to talk about some of the coolest things that we have seen at weddings over the last few years and weddings upcoming.
One of the ones that I've seen is people have taken wine bottles and they've put each anniversary date on it.
Okay.
And you can leave date ideas, words of wisdom, things like this. I find those types of guest books really creative.
The couple used a coffee table book of sailboat photos, and you can insert literally any other book that you like into this as their guest book. You picked a page and signed it with a message.
Welcome to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
A simple warning. We know many of you are planning a wedding right now. We may be tempted to drop an F-bomb or other descriptive words. Keep this in mind if you have small children in the room or are on a Zoom call. You've been warned.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Let's be honest, planning a wedding is tricky. And at Be Engaged and Inspired, we'll share our knowledge to help you navigate these tricky waters and leaving you feeling inspired.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. And now your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
Welcome to the Be Engaged and Inspired the Wedding Podcast. DJ Sam from Atmosphere Productions here.
And Kia from Engaged, Connecticut.
And our inspirational quote of the day comes to us from a gentleman by the name of Rupi Kaur. Apparently he's a poet that I've never heard of. And he talks about marriage and he says, "Can I picture us in old age, conquering the world like we've got young blood running in our veins?"
In my Don'ts for Wives from 1913 little book, and I'll be sharing photos of this on our Instagram soon. It says, "Don't say, 'I told you so' to your husband. However much you feel tempted to, it does no good, and he will be grateful to you for not saying it."
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's very true. Because, the gentleman's always right.
Oh, yeah.
No. The wife is always right. Because that's why you have the saying, happy wife, happy life.
Can we just get to, happy couple, happy life?
Yeah, true.
We've got about another 10 years before we actually get there. But anyways, it's Wednesday. Do you have a wedding tip for us that I can either agree with or destroy?
We'll see in just a moment, because Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Be Engaged and Inspired Facebook group page every Wednesday. That's why it's called Wedding Tip Wednesday. Join the Facebook group page for free.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
You're listening to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Now syndicated on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com radio network, America's radio station.
Today's Wedding Tip Wednesday is music request. Now, this is mainly for if you've hired a DJ, okay? In order to maintain the flow and continuity of your event, most DJs, me, usually plan 4 to 5 songs ahead. Therefore, music requests will only be taken if previously indicated by the couple. If we do take requests, please understand that due to time constraints, we cannot play your song.
You mean you're not going to instantaneously just do it? Quit the song, push the button, move on.
Or play all requests that we are given. So this is something that couples need to know, and your DJ should be telling you this ahead of time, that there has to be a limit on the amount of requests, and there has to be a limit on how many of those are going to be played throughout the night. You may have 5 or 6 must plays or whatever. It's what I do. I do 6 must plays, and the other ones are just requests. And they may not be played at all, but the rest of the songs are given on a list so that they can be chosen by the DJ to play your favorite songs. I would highly recommend that you talk to your DJ about requests.
This is key, because when you're having somebody who's going to just have, and you can't see my air quotes, but I'll do it this way. If you're going to have somebody who's going to do a playlist,
Yep.
That playlist is not actually reading the crowd. The playlist is just an assumption. And then somebody says, throw this song in. And then, crap, it's not the right version. Or maybe it's not the right edited version and they're small children. Just saying.
Of course, and that's why requests are just that. They're not demands for things to be played. They are requests that the DJ can fit in, because it would be useless me playing from the couple's playlist and nobody's dancing.
Yeah.
Because I know what guess people have been dancing. And if it doesn't fit what the guests want to dance with, and if you have alternative music and the guests want to hear country, you've got a problem. There's no way you can shift that. So
one of my other favorite DJs, sometimes I will walk past them and he'll be like, watch this.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, the next 3 minutes, boom. He's like, that table, and that table will be up, and it. You do the same thing.
We know
but
what
he
songs.
he likes to rub it in.
But the thing is not to have so many requests so your DJ feels swamped. You shouldn't have more than 6 must
You're
plays.
not a radio station.
Exactly. If you wanted that, you could have just turned on the radio and nobody would dance.
And there'd be commercials.
And
who brings us our Wedding Tip Wednesday, who we're so thankful for because they're a local company and they do ship everywhere.
I had to wait a long time for that. Thank you for getting all that out. The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast is brought to you by shopemergecosmetics.com. So you'll get an instant 10% discount off lipsticks, lip gloss, and the coupon code is EBI10. That's EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what's our topic that we're going to talk about so they'll know what they can expect?
We are going to talk about some of the coolest things that we have seen at weddings over the last few years and weddings upcoming. So I'll get things off started, and the one that I have, and you might have heard this because Kia, you are one of these people that are into everything. The bride's mother made her wedding dress, complete with the wedding date sewn into the edge of the dress.
So I've not seen that part of it, but I've had 4 moms make
the dress
or be altering part of it. One of them, the bride and groom were cosplayers, so like Renaissance cosplayers.
Okay.
And the mom actually made her wedding dress basically like in the month when they announced their engagement.
Was it like a cosplay dress?
It was a cosplay dress. I mean, it was a wedding dress. And then they went through and they spent the next year like adding different things in and different places they've been. It was so
great.
cool.
That's
the gentleman wore a kilt. He had a little bit of an anxiety attack. One of our service members has a service dog. She allowed that dog to go calm the guy down for a few minutes, and then we moved on. It was great. A lot of mead.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're seeing this return to this very themed wedding.
Okay.
I think we've spent a few years seeing like just this is a wedding, this is where we're going, it's just calm and whatever.
Yep.
I'm starting to see back to this like, we're going to have a Disney wedding, or we're going to have like an arcade wedding, or we're going to have carnival wedding. And I think before it wasn't such a common thing, but now people are like, I'm planning a carnival wedding, and we just say, okay.
Yeah. That was my next cool thing that I had, was that I did a Disney-themed wedding where not only was a lot of Disney music played, but their first dance was Beauty and the Beast, and they did that dance.
I've heard the Kiss the Girl is a good walking in song.
Yeah.
I've heard that. It's another one of those things off of TikTok, the thing that you're not part of. Star Wars, I know technically Star Wars is still Disney.
Yeah.
But, Marvel, you've seen the guys who rip their shirts open and they show all those things.
The Iron Man type
I don't
thing.
think that's going anywhere for a very, very long time.
But it's cool if it's done right.
Yes, and it can be done very, very
I've seen on the internet where they've done the saber fight.
See, I have a different, because I am an Army brat, and my dad was a lieutenant colonel and taught at West Point, and I've done a ton of military weddings, like having the swords from Marines to Army to Navy to all of them.
Right.
The lightsaber one is cool.
But it's nothing like with an actual sword.
But it's nothing with something where somebody could actually accidentally. I've watched them rehearse and been like, "Hey, please don't stand that close to each other."
Fingers and arms would be cut off, and the real clang of a sword is not like you hear it on TV.
Nope. And typically, traditionally, depending, unless both members are in service, they're supposed to tap them on the bottom at the end.
The bride, right?
Typically the bride. Yeah. But like I said, I had a wedding last year where both of them were Coast Guard. They graduated at the top of their class, so they are living in Hawaii because they got to choose where they were going. And it's considered disrespectful if you tap the bride on her butt because she's also in the service.
Yes, it's very true. That's a good point.
Yeah. Just one of those little things you didn't know.
I wonder where that unhealthy custom came from.
Probably from that stupid book from the 1913. But anyways.
Hashtag me too. All right. This one I've never seen. Again, I've read about this one. Is the couple used a coffee table book of sailboat photos. And you can insert literally any other book that you like into this as their guest book. You picked a page and signed it with a message.
I'm actually, like I said this, when you and I talked about this a few months back about different things, I like the idea of something that you're going to have that you can actually display without being obnoxious.
Yeah, and that's something that you can display that's not obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't like the big, huge frame that has everybody writing around it, or pieces of wood that everybody's written things on, and when you flip it over, there's all the dirty and naughty things that they've written onto it. One of the ones that I've seen is people have taken wine bottles and they've put each anniversary date on it.
Okay.
And you can leave date ideas, words of wisdom, things like this. That like I find those types of guest books really creative. I've seen someone take a treasure box and there's envelopes and you write to the couple when they're supposed to open it up.
That's excellent. I like that.
And I like that more than anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we have to head to commercial.
Yeah, we'll be right back after these messages.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast will be right back.
Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics here. I've got some exciting news. We've released 2 new mascaras and have a special discount code just for you awesome listeners. The first 20 people to use code LASH20 get 20% off of your mascara purchase. Go to shopemergecosmetics.com to redeem. That's LASH20 at shopemergecosmetics.com. Enjoy.
Let Here to the Moon Travel be your go-to specialist to avoid the headaches and stress of planning your trip. Hi, this is Michelle from Here to the Moon Travel. You can find us at heretothemoontravel.com. Travel and customer service is my passion, and having a one-on-one relationship is something that a virtual site really cannot provide. We are your personal booking resource for all your travel needs. We can assist with anything from your honeymoon, destination wedding, luxury travel, group, family, or corporate travel, and so much more. heretothemoontravel.com.
Hey, Sam, when it comes to finding the right professional vendor, it can seem overwhelming to know where to start.
It can, Kia, unless you use easyeventplanning.com, because they'll find perfect vendors for your event within your budget and deliver them right to your inbox. You can search through over 28 categories of party and wedding services. Get the details you need to narrow down your choices quickly with their category-specific profiles. Chat with vendors via text, audio, or video from any device.
EasyEventPlanning.com will make planning your wedding or event easy, from their extensive vendor directory to their free tips on favors, decorations, themes, and more. Contact them today at EasyEventPlanning.com.
When your wedding entertainment has to have amazing music, be fun, organized, and professional, your choice has to be Atmosphere Productions. DJs, live musicians, custom lighting, and photo booths. As seen on the TLC TV series 4 Weddings, winner of the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award and DJ Times DJ of the Month. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
Marikai & Company Wedding and Event Styling. You give us your ideas and we'll do the rest. Hi, I'm Kaylee from Marikai & Company Wedding and Event Styling. I offer a cohesive and personalized design experience that will bring the look of your dreams to life. From custom signage to wax seals, stationery, and balloon garlands, I can create exactly what you're looking for. Available for your engagement party, bachelorette, or wedding day. Visit Marikai & Company Wedding and Event Styling at MERAKICOSTYLING.com or call or text 860-770-9587. That's 860-770-9587.
Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge?
I love this lipstick. I'm super picky about how a lipstick feels. Most are either too dry feeling or feel like you've oiled your lips. This not only felt great, but lasted and looked great hours later. The color Angelina is perfection, a must-have in my collection.
This is Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics, a professional makeup artist with over a decade of experience in the beauty industry. That's the reaction we're getting from our new line of carefully curated lip products that wear well and feel comfortable. These are a must-have for your collection. All products are made in the USA, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and most are vegan. Shop emergecosmetics.com for lipsticks and lip glosses that not only feel great, but last for hours in an array of different colors. Free shipping on orders over $100. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Engaged Connecticut is a one-of-a-kind wedding business. We offer a selection of wedding venues along with planning and design services. Hire a wedding planner for your dream backyard, ballroom, or vineyard wedding, and many more. We have numerous creative wedding venues that offer you the opportunity to plan your wedding the way you envision. Find us at engagedct.com, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok Engaged Connecticut.
Hi, America. Looking for a one-stop entertainment website that the whole family can enjoy? How about shows like these? Producer Andy's Rock Countdown. Wow Wilson, featuring music and jokes like you've never ever heard before. Our latest addition to the You Shook family is the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast with DJ Sam and Kia. Are you planning a vacation? Well, you gotta check out Terry Mansfield's group Travel Voice. And for all you country rockers, there's DJ Mark Style, giving you all the hits from yesterday. Oh, you can even join me, DJ Pauly, my show with lots of unique music and comedy. See, there's something for everyone on America's station, YouShook.com.
On next week's episode of the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast, join me, Rob, from Rob Alberti's Event Services, along with Pat. We'll be talking about how to make your wedding images Pinterest-worthy by glamming it up with lighting on the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast. It's available free wherever you get your podcasts.
Now back to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast, sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. With your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
Welcome back to Be Engaged and Inspired, the Wedding Podcast. And we're discussing again, we did this a few months ago, and we loved it so much that we decided to bring it back. Things that we've seen at weddings over this past season, or in the past few seasons, or upcoming.
Upcoming, yep.
And before we go back to that, I want to remind you of the official new bride name change kit. It's a complete name change kit for new brides and same-sex marriage couples, containing instructions, checklists, and all the government forms for you to complete, plus labels for your envelopes, and it's customized for your state and local jurisdiction. That's got everything that you need. And all you have to do is open the pretty pink box and get ready to go from Miss to Mrs. or Mr. to Mr. without any hassles. The official new bride name change kit. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast link in the show notes of this episode, or visit allthews.atmosphere-productions.com, select the podcast link, and click on the namechangekit.com banner. Clicking the link doesn't cost you anything, but your purchase will help compensate us and keep this podcast alive.
Okay, Sam, what's something cool you've seen?
All right, something cool that I have seen. I don't like it because I'm not a fish person, but beta fish as centerpieces. I've seen.
Horrible idea.
It is a horrible idea, but I saw it at a wedding.
It used to be something, and then it stopped because either they went home with someone, or they were thrown in the trash, or they went home with someone and died, or went home with someone and then died in their car.
Well, they just were floating.
Yes, please, don't. You're better off donating to a beta foundation or something. No. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, we'll say no. We'll both say no on that one.
Yes.
Okay. Give me one. Hit me.
Okay, fine. Well, talking about centerpieces, and I know you and I have spoken about this before, but I like seeing a creative way for people to find their tables. There is a joy in numbering things from 1 to 10. I've had couples who are like, I can't number the tables because if my aunt thinks she's not at a main table, she'll take me out.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So they name things with either places that they've lived, places that are vacations, childhood photos of what they look like at those ages, things like that.
Movies that they like.
Movies that they like. There is, while I like it, because there's a big, huge personal aspect of it, and it does take the stress off of why am I at this table. I don't even know what that table is. But why am I at, like, I'm just going to say Wally table because they're Disney fanatics. It's a little harder for your guests when they walk in to know in which direction you're going. Because if you know you're at table 7, you've got the basics of where you're supposed
and then
to go.
You can look, if it says table 21 over here and table 3 over here, you kind of know which direction to go in.
Yep.
But when it says National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, you don't know what's going to be next to that.
Nope. Just before COVID hit, like literally 2 days before the state shut down for us, I had a wedding that was meant to be a 300 some odd person wedding. That is not what it ended up being. But they got their floor plan 3D printed.
Oh.
Little tables that looked adorable and cute and had their little chairs and and everything was labeled the way it was. And there was a display right underneath where all of everybody's place cards were. So you could look for your place card and you could look down and it was a miniature model.
Yeah, of the entire reception.
In the entire reception.
Cool.
So you knew where to go.
Cool.
And I'm hoping that becomes a trend.
Yeah.
Because it is hard.
How much a 3D printer going for?
Well, you have to first of all know how to do it. The filament, there's things.
Okay.
I mean, it cost them about $1,000 to make, but
That's
they
the
made
point, though.
2 ones for each side of the door.
Yep.
But people knew where they were walking in, and there was no confusion. And they even 3D printed their little flower wall with their name on it. They even had the little cake. The band just had little pieces of band things. But all of a sudden, people spent time there during cocktail hour, not just before because it was displayed. Just being like, oh my God, this is so cool. And they weren't confused. They knew exactly where to go.
See, now one of the cool things about that is my daughter's fiance works for a 3D printing company. So I hope she's listening to this episode because I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
Well, Jeffrey, who's one of our business partners, has 1, 2, maybe 3 3D printers at this point in time. And so he's done them for us too.
Oh, no kidding.
All the way down to the chair and everything. And then you have to figure out the scale. It's a little crazy, but...
So that's something that you've added to your business model now.
Yes.
Jeez, you are way ahead of everybody as usual. All right, I'm going to give you something that my wife did for me at our wedding.
How many years?
402 years ago.
Okay. Which is now back in style because everything is a story.
Exactly. She sang to me. That's it.
Did she sing to you in English or in French?
English.
Were you shocked?
I was shocked. She's a good singer, and she's always wanted to sing with a band. So after the cake cutting...
Really sweet.
After the cake cutting, she said, all right, stand there, because I was expecting to go into a special dance. And
your cake that had fountains and little bridges and people standing on the little... Yeah,
you got it.
One of those horrible ones.
And, or maybe it was before the cake, because I shoved cake in her face. So it had to be... But that's a different podcast.
No smushing!
Yes, that was a different podcast, and this was 1990. So, and then the DJ, Wayne, I'll give him a little credit. He doesn't DJ anymore, but he brought over the microphone. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I thought she was going to give a speech to tell everybody how great I was. That's the sort of thing I expect. But she didn't. She started singing.
Because she was the great one.
Yeah, it was Taylor Dane's I'll Always Love You. You can go Google that.
Oh, it's a really sweet one.
That's very sweet. So if you're a singer or into singing...
You proposed to her in a bathroom. I mean, the fact that she even wanted...
There's more to that story.
People can go back and listen.
There's more to that story.
But to our newest listeners, Sam did propose. He took his wife on a vacation.
To Antigua.
She walked into the bathroom. He trapped her there because if she said no, he could exit the fastest out of the entire hotel room.
It was a bathroom suite that looked better than anybody's bathroom. And I put the ring on the counter. And then when she went into the bathroom...
This is not a trend. Do you notice that this is not a trend?
I don't want anybody to do it because I'm 1 in a million. And she looked at the ring and looked at me and I said... What's the matter? She said, oh, somebody left this in here. I said, no, darling. Will you marry me? And I went down on one knee. I thought it was good.
And then he's never gone back up.
All right, here's another one. The bride did a seductive tap dance around her hubby.
No.
You've seen probably on TikTok.
No, I've seen them happen too. No.
Oh, you've seen them actually happen?
Yeah, no.
How about the one when the bride is a stripper?
It's awkward.
You haven't seen that one.
No.
I've seen that one.
It's an awkward thing.
It is because grandma's there.
I've seen grandma do a few things too, but no. It's awkward. There's keep that for like after party.
Yeah.
We're not making that. That's not a wedding trend. Please don't do this. Now I feel like we've just taken a totally turn in this podcast.
And I'll finish this one up. Hubby ripped his sleeves off while dancing.
Hope he wasn't renting That very
No.
inexpensive suit.
I think it's one of those fake, shirts that you just rip, just like the Superman thing. You rip it, and the Superman uniform is. So we see some crazy things at weddings.
We do, but then again, that's why we have that episode about wedding true stories.
Yeah.
So we can share them there.
Yes,
it's all good. Okay, so remember that you.
Oh, I've got one more.
Oh, what? You always have one last thing to say.
All the bridesmaids. You must have seen this one. Chugging shots at the bar.
I've had all the bridesmaids chugging
But the photographer's taking a picture.
I've had them all wear underwear that they all ended up exposing and showing everybody because they had their sorority names on the butts of them.
Okay.
So they
On the
surprised
butts?
everybody. They lined everybody up, and everybody thought it was going to be like this great coordinated dance. And they just all lifted their dresses.
And Grandpa was in the front row.
Yeah, well.
Had a heart attack, was taken out.
Okay. Anyways, now remember, if you have any questions, would like to be a guest, topics you want us to have, you can always email us at engagect@gmail.com, and you can download us for free, subscribe. When you subscribe, you actually get our podcast before everybody else does.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know this, which you should, we are available on Anchor, the Spotify network, now exclusively on the Wedding Talk channel on youshook.com radio.
You going to say goodbye?
No, you have to do it first.
Okay.
You say goodbye.
Bye.
No, you say goodbye.
No, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. This podcast is produced and copyright by Atmosphere Productions in association with Engaged Connecticut.